He's a fan favorite on Twitter. He's a theater kid at heart, and he was the winner of this season's Spire Making Challenge. Joining me now via Zoom is third place finalist on this season of Survivor, Jake O'Kane. Jake, so excited to get to speak with you. How are you feeling?
Oh, dude, I'm feeling great, man. It's been such a blessing to be able to go play Survivor and then to somehow miraculously get a good reception that I have. Absolute dream.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, my first question for you, Jake. I want you to define your Survivor journey for me.
Yeah. I forget which Rocky movie it is, but it felt like it's not about how hard you get hit. It's about, getting knocked down and keep getting back up. And that's just like what it felt like all the time. It's like nothing ever really worked out for me. And I get knocked down. It sucks. But like I'm always like, you know what? All right, that's fine. Let me have that moment. Let me be upset. And then how do I move forward from here? What's the next
Yeah.
thing? And like I came back from the show and I'm like, you know what? I don't got to be viewed as an all-time like great player. I don't need that for me. I just wanted everyone to know watching that like I left it all out there. I did everything I thought I could do to win. Like me be like, unfortunately, I was the final three goat, but like that's never how I played a day out there. I was always playing to win. And I hope and think that came through.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, my next couple of questions are kind of targeted towards the last few things we see in the finale. So, first up, do you feel that telling Austin and Katurah about your idol was a smart move, or do you feel like maybe you should have kept that to yourself?
No, I stand by it because here's the thing. Like if I try to get all the votes on myself and pop the idol, like at that point, like I knew it, like my win equity was really low. So saving someone with a low win equity and just playing it for myself, it doesn't really do anything other than, oh, you stumbled upon an idol and you knew votes were coming your way. I think that's like I needed to maximize like the value in that idol. And I think by telling Austin, I was pretty confident that he would tell Dee and it could potentially, I didn't know if it would get back to Julie, but I thought there was potential it would get back to Julie. And then also
Mm.
telling Katurah, like, okay, now I have no votes coming my way. If I play this for Katurah, she's going to have the reaction that she did. It's going to make me look like in charge of the vote, which, she had the reaction that like I wanted and expected. And then I also like, I couldn't trust her. You know what I mean? I couldn't trust her to
Mm.
not tell the other people that I'm playing it for you. And so in my mind, like, you know, Austin might vote for Julie. Dee's probably going to vote for Katurah. And then Julie was probably going to end up voting for Katurah in my mind if she knew I had the idol. So, and then it's
Mm.
like I needed to go and I could take charge of it. But honestly, the final five was just such a cluster. Like, no one should take credit for the final five vote.
Yeah,
No one played that correctly. Anyone who
yeah.
tells you differently is out to lunch.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, it truly was one of the most complicated votes of the season. Now, backing up just a little bit in time, how frustrating is it to know that you were so close to winning that final five immunity challenge? The only thing you were essentially missing was that piece tucked behind everything else.
You know what, man? It like really stunk in the moment. But it was like, and like I really wanted to win it, but it was just like, all right, I got to go on this reward now, and I got to like start thinking about the net. It's kind of like that Rocky thing. It's like, okay, I'm down. It didn't go the way I wanted to go. Like, oh yeah, puzzle piece. Like it really hurt, but it's like you can dwell on this, or you can worry about the vote tonight and how it's going to play
Mm,
out. And like I just didn't have time to worry about it, to be honest. But it did.
yeah,
It did hurt watching it back. It's like it's right there. What are you doing?
yeah, yeah. Okay, so my next question, I'm curious on this. So it seems like the editing kind of portrayed you as a very emotional player, if you will. Did you expect to be that emotional out on the island? And is that as true or as realistic for your real life outside of the show?
Yeah, man. I mean, like I don't think I've really like tried to make like I don't think I've really made emotional moves, but like yeah, I cried a lot out there because it's like you see like it was Survivor really like it lets you know what you do good. Like I'm not a
Yeah,
quitter, I'm a fighter. Showed that, but it also like it feeds into those insecurities. Like I think like that feeling of being left out and not being good enough, which I think really like resonates, especially with a lot of other lawyers, just feeling like you're good
sure.
enough to like the club. You know what I mean? And so having that kind of been like forced down upon hurts. It hurts.
Hmm.
And so yeah, there were a lot of emotional moments because it's like, you want to do great. You want to play a great
Yeah.
game and be seen as like or whatever, and like just nothing was working out. So it was tough, just realizing you didn't have anyone out there. No one was looking at, like, you had to look out for yourself. That's why the Reba group is so powerful.
Yeah,
Is because they
yeah,
do
they were a
have
very strong
that.
alliance. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Now, speaking of the Reba Alliance, one of those members was Austin. And something that I thought was very interesting but also admirable is how Austin helps you kind of figure out the fire making, or at least that's how it was portrayed.
Yeah.
Because you kind of know you're going to go into the challenge, right? Did you feel like his advice was helpful? Obviously, you won the challenge, but did you feel
Yeah.
like his advice was helpful?
100%. So like with the fire, like with practicing fire, if anyone going on Survivor know how to make fire, I did know how to make. I did know how to get fire going. The problem was building it to be as big as it was. Because when I'm at home, it's
Mm,
like, all right, light a couple things, good. Like don't grow it. If you were practicing fire at home, learn how to grow it, and that's really
yeah,
what Austin was more that you heard him say, like the structure portion. Because I could get sparks and I could get it going, but like I was like, oh, this means tall enough and high enough to burn the rope.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Now, I think one of the most emotional, yet probably one of my favorite parts of the whole finale, genuinely, was your kind of speech you gave after winning fire making against Katurah. Kind of, speaking back that anecdotal piece about, being 15, not feeling like enough, not feeling like people cared about you. How impactful and big was winning that fire making for you on a personal level?
I needed it personally. Like after Final Five didn't go my way, it's like I knew like the whole thing probably wasn't going to turn out in my favor. But it was like I just need it. Like I know it. Like I mean, I said it's like a snowball's chance, but it's like I'm gonna try to gain ground regardless of anything. And I just needed it so much mentally. Like I needed a win, just like internally, and it
Yeah.
it really gave that to me. And like I know like fire is a controversial twist. I guess I love it. I mean, I'm
Hmm.
biased clearly, but
Sure.
it it really, fire represents your life. And, mine was burning. Mine was burning for
Yeah.
26 days.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Something that I thought was really fun is that there was three lawyers on this season, but
Yeah.
not everyone was as open about it. How did you feel finding out that both Katurah and Julie were lawyers in addition to yourself?
Oh man. So like when I found out Katurah was a lawyer, I was like, oh good. I always said positive things about Katurah being a lawyer. Like there was no professionals. And I'm like, she's out to lunch. She can't do this. No. Like I was always like, because Katurah we would talk about it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I've always
Sure.
thought about doing it. And it's so funny in hindsight. And I always be like, Katurah, you could do it, man. Like if you want to do it, go do it. You know what I mean? Like regardless of anything. Like I still did it. And meanwhile, she's at a super, super great law school and like an
Yeah.
amazing. And it's like, it like hurt like in the moment because I'm like, ooh, that would have snuck by me tomorrow. But
Hmm.
I don't think it would have mattered as much given the fact that
Mm.
like Julia just came to the jury and also said that she was a lawyer. And I didn't find out about Julie being a lawyer until the reunion show. And like I'm sitting next to Katurah and I'm like, we're trading war stories while Jeff is asking people questions. She's like, guess what, Julie too. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. That's incredible. That's really exciting, though. Okay, Jake, I'm curious to know the final vote was very close between Austin and Dee. Had it been a tie, I have to assume that you would have been the tiebreaker. Who
Yeah.
would you have voted for between Austin and Dee?
In that moment, I would have voted for D. And like, I mean, we said it like even the swap, like you don't even have to be on the same beach as this girl to know that she's a force. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like we said it, like Bruce, Kelly, Caleb, Katurah, and myself are all like, yo, guys, maybe Mergatory trying to let's take a look at D. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and it was just she was a threat the entire time. It wasn't a secret. And
Hmm.
just she's just so insulated and she's that good.
Yeah,
She's that good.
absolutely.
And I think also too, it's just like Austin played a much better game than I ever thought he did when I was out there. And
Mm,
but I do and like he never needed to use the idols to really do anything for himself. But
sure.
so also it's like, was there any point where the idols could have been used effectively? Like, I don't know. But yeah, I think D would have gotten my vote, but I think Austin, like, I don't think anyone should take anything away from Austin. I think Austin is one of the best runner-ups that we've had in Survivor.
Yeah, sure.
And I think that I hope don't use the juxtaposition if any of us compared to D to judge our games. Judge us to each other.
Yeah.
Judge the plebeians together. Because D's an all-time winner. And
Yeah.
if anyone says otherwise, I want what they're smoking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Jake, my final question for you. If the opportunity ever presented itself, would you return to play the game of Survivor?
Oh, absolutely. How could you not? How could you
Yeah,
not? Oh,
absolutely. You got to go back and get that win, Jake. You made it to final three. Go
oh,
back to final three again and get the title of Soul Survivor. Jake, if people want to keep up with you on social media and what's going on in your life, how can they do that?
yeah. I mean, you can follow me on Instagram. I'm Jake O'Kane. I think it's at Jake O_Kane. And that's my Instagram, or you can follow me on Twitter, also Jake O'Kane. And yeah, man, been an absolute blast.
Yeah, absolutely. Jake, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being such a fun player on this season of Survivor. And just as a reminder, you are Knuff.
I, thanks, man. Appreciate it, dude.